大会开始。Zonta International District 31, the 7th District Conference is now begin. 首先，我们在开幕的时候，我非常高兴邀请到具有我们南部非常有特色的泰武国小台湾族的演唱。我们热情掌声欢迎我们泰武国小的同学出场。泰武国小呢，为什么会它本来是位在我们88风灾区，然后他们的学校就被88风灾20多年前就毁校了，他们就迁到屏东。但是他们的张马克老师呢，就认为说他要恢复这个台湾族的一个历史，所以他就教唱他们一些台湾的古唱，用音乐来传承这个文化跟伦理，非常受到国内外的一个欢迎。那张马克老师本身呢，也付了非常的多的心力在上面。这些小朋友，你别看他小小的，他们唱起来是非常可爱。他们连续要为我们唱3首歌。首先第一首是《最美好的聚会》。还有相聚歌跟唱歌吧，请大家以热烈的掌声欢迎泰武国小合唱团。 照一张。哎，感谢大家朋友来，Dear Madam President, we take a group photo with our Asian this lovely. Please come on the stage. 张马克老师，我要讲一下哈，你看他们这个是台湾族的古谣传唱，先一起出来合照一张。下个礼拜啊，在屏东，你知道他们要跟谁合唱吗？跟世界男高音卡列拉斯。我现在我要去买票都买不到，所以大家来跟我们一起来合照一下。我们再一次热烈的掌声，谢谢我们泰武国小的古谣传唱，我们的张马克老师很了不起哈，都是由他来教导的啊。OK。啊，非常难得，而且我们这种古谣的我们大家不要忘本，莫忘初心。所以这个老师啊也教导他，我也请他来我们公司演唱过，我们同仁都非常的感动啊。这个我们这种古文化更需要来，因为这个排湾族，刚刚我们虽然听不懂，但是他们也是请耆老来教导，才能够维持这样子的音乐跟文化。我们在这里的掌声，谢谢张马克老师跟泰武国小古谣传唱，感谢你们，谢谢，也祝你们下个礼拜跟卡列拉斯演唱成功，把我们带到国际，感谢。好，接下来我们还有一个表演的，今天小朋友看完了，我们来看一些老人的，他们不要讲我说他是老人，他说他们平均有60岁。我们欢迎我们的崇他鼓队出场，看起来啊都不像60岁。我们崇他鼓队，好，他们成立了好几年啊，常常练习。有哪一些社姐呢？有台中社的田静文社姐。还有是台北2社的施静慧，台北1社郑珊珊，台北1社尤丽蓉，花莲社刘美丽，以及花莲社彭丽萍跟台北2社吴文玲跟台北2社何佩芬秀姐，他们要给我们表演的是非常有名的奥地利世界名曲拉拉斯基进行曲，热烈掌声欢迎崇他鼓队。 们的中踏 team。好，谢谢。接下来我们要进行我们今天非常重要的，我们要来举旗进场，请各位社长就定位。好，现在我们要进行举旗进场。谢谢。首先，我们欢迎中华民国国旗，也是我们的主办国国旗 ，Welcome the flag of Republic of China。同时，我们也欢迎我们31区杨欣欣社姐，她也是我们目前国际从她100周年纪念会的国际委员。谢谢欣欣社姐。接下来，我欢迎德国国旗，也是我们从她会长的母国。Let's welcome the flag of Germany from the International President's country. Thank you, Suzanne, and we have a good relationship with Germany. Thank you. Welcome. 接下来，我们的第3分区蒙古国国旗 ，flag from Mongolia. The 高雄 Club, the Club President 台美娟，高雄社，欢迎台南社王森社长，王开曼 ，Evan Wang， 欢迎台北三社罗思阳社长，台北 3 carried by Sherry Wall， 新竹社苏玉英社长。 美心社长，美心国。桃园社的跨入桃园 carry by 杨秀春社长，秀春杨。苗栗社卢纯英社长 carry by Vice President 卢。台中二社高丽君社长 台北彩虹社洪国军社长 carry by Richard Ho 台北都美社台北 Cosmo carry by Vice President Edward Chang。台南凤凰社台南 Phoenix carry by Vice President Angel Gao 高敬文社长。刚刚成立的台中南新社的台中南新王伟任社长，Now welcome from Area 3, Mongolia 1, carried by Dogo Fujis II, Vice President, and Mongolia 2, carried by Borjini Nayam, the Vice President. 这个我们热烈掌声欢迎我们的主办社高雄玉仙社蔡少雷社长。The last but not least, carried by the host club of 高雄玉仙 Miss May 蔡。好，谢谢，哇，也谢谢我们鼓队帮我们助阵，感谢大家掌声。Thank you for the wonderful team。接下来我们要唱国歌，请全体起立 ，Please stand up. We are going to sing the national anthems. First of all, we sing the hosting country, the national anthem of the Republic of China. 请仍然站立。接下来我们唱德国国歌 The National Anthem of Germany。 亮。请仍然站立。接下来我要唱我们崇她社歌，我们也请笛子队。唱社歌，我们唱一遍中文，一遍英文。笛子队吹得真好，感谢。 接下来呢，我要介绍一下贵宾，因为我们这是早上的是中华民国，下午是区大会，我们还是要正式来介绍一下我们的贵宾。Now I would like to introduce our distinguished guests. First of all, we're very honored to have our international president coming a long way from Germany, Dr.Susanne from Bassewitz. Welcome. Thank you. 接下来我们要先介绍国际的委员，我们介绍国际崇她100周年纪念委员会杨欣欣委员，也是我们的前总监，谢谢。还有我们国际崇她翻译委员张琼竹委员，很了不起啊！我们在国际崇她，我们国际崇她人今天有2位贵宾，来自日本的26区总监 Miss Akiko Kinoshita, District 26 Governor. Thank you for your participation. And the past Governor of District 26, Yukiko Toyota. 我们在后面。好，接下来要3分钟的时间来了，要介绍各社了。早上没时间介绍，对不对？好，我们来介绍台北一社梁嘉玲社长跟台北一社社员。请起立，谢谢你参加台北2社郑富良社长跟台北2社的社姐们，欢迎你们！台北县社张金一社长跟台北县社社姐，台中社王淑恩社长跟台中社社姐，高雄社台北间社长跟高雄社社姐。台南社王芬社长跟台南社社姐，台北3社罗思阳社长跟台北3社社姐，新竹社苏玉英社长跟新竹社社姐，花莲社刘淑玲社长跟花莲社社姐。徐千惠社长跟彰化社社姐，这漂亮的制服。台北新社新信娟社长跟台北新社，嘉义社刘义熙社长跟嘉义社社姐，台南嘉义社王明勋社长跟嘉义社社姐。桃园社梁秀春社长跟桃园社社姐，苗栗社卢纯英社长跟苗栗社社姐，非常欢迎。台中2社高丽娟社长跟台中2社社姐，台北彩虹社洪国军社长跟彩虹社社社姐。这是真的稀有动物，我们都非常 treasure， 你知道吗？台北都会社的台北 Cosmo， 台南凤凰社高静文社长跟凤凰社社姐，非常欢迎你们。台中南新社我们的 Newborn Baby 林伟任社长跟大家好。The club president， 这个有点难。Mongolia 2， 阿卡苏高雄女先生蔡少梅社长。大会主席致辞，我们欢迎31区温美红总监致辞。Let's welcome Governor of District 31, May Wen. You would like to say some greetings.
各位社姐，大家好。看着刚才的表演很兴奋哈。那因为我们有 贵宾，我简单用英文来向大家致谢一下哈，欢迎大家来到高雄参加我们第7届的区大会。My dear Zotians, welcome to the Passion and Sunshine-filled South Taiwan. Firstly, I want to thank the International President, Susanne Bassewitz, for gracing us with your appearance. The Governor of District 26, Kiko Kinoshita, Past Governor Yukiko Toyota, and all the dear Zotians of District 31. Without all of your appearance, it is not possible to have this conference. Since my inauguration as governor, I'm gratefully for the acceptance from my fellow Zotians who have given me the chance to serve. I have my honor in hopes I will live up to the expectation, afraid that one mistake will fail everyone. Every day my head is filled with Zonta-related thoughts. My friends jokingly tell me that being a governor has become my priority occupation. Overshadowing my daily routine as a doctor. Okay, yes, all my achievements cannot be done without the guidance and help from every one of you. So, for the closing note, I would like to thank the immense efforts placed into the organizing the 7th conference and the 18th annual greeting general meeting. Under the leadership of the head of the preparatory committee and club president of Kaohsiung Yuxuan, Mei Cai. Where's Mei Cai? Yeah, thank you so much. And all the whole club of the members. With all the help of all board members. And finally, I want to thank all of you to attend the conference. And thank you so much. And I hope the conference will be successful and you will enjoy the 2 days stay in Kaohsiung. Thank you.
Thank you, you really did a good job. Congratulations. 接下来我们请区大会的委员长高雄玉先社的蔡少梅 ，Welcome the Conference Committee Chair Mei Cai from Kaohsiung Yuxuan Club.
I think I better stay in this lower position. Okay, here. Once again, let me give you my warmest welcome. 再次欢迎各位来到我们热情的大高雄。那我呢，现在在这里特别的要来介绍一下我们这一个高雄玉轩市的 team 呢，能够今天在这里展现这个成果，当然是在我们30区的总监温美红总监的领导之下，我们才能够来为各位服务。那我们今天呢，还要感谢非常多的人也在此一一的感谢。我们要感谢我们也要感谢我们陈静美秘书长，他们跟总监呢2位在百忙之中一直都是亲力亲为的为我们指导各个的那个行程。另外呢，我们要感谢我们的议事顾问谢维文副总监，能够也是全程能够我们指导。另外还有我们2013年区大会的吕明珠筹备委员长，能够帮我们指导，以及我们的辅导社高雄社，他们这次担任我们区大会很重要的工作，在明天就展开了今天下午就展开了资格认证以及选务计票的工作。那由于他们对我们的这个热心的协助，我们才能够展现这些成果。另外，我们高雄玉轩社的社检呢，大家合作无间 那以及各位在场的每一位的社员们，今天来一起共同参与，能够来到我们这个场地哦，我们才能够呈现我们第7届区大会的成果。在这个地方呢，我们要跟大家讲一下，在这边这个只有1天半非常短的行程里面，我们呢，让我们一起来展现我们31区这个最佳的与会精神，这个非常重要。我们要一起完成我们31区的区务的会议，我们要筹募100周年永续基金的款项，我们要选举我们区大会，我们这个这是31区下一届双年度的一个干部，还有我们有一些既定的行程要走，希望我们各位来发挥我们团队的智慧，创造我们区大会行动策略的最高的价值，为下一个双年度我们奠下一个丰硕的基础，让我们拭目以待。好的 ，Let us present the ability and passion of District 31 Zhongshan's in the 1.5 days to come. Not only will we complete the various tests of completing the 7th conference, achieving the fundraiser drive goals, elections, we will elect the officers for District 31, but in our combined efforts to ensure the Zonta can continue for eras to come. Let us look forward to observing what we can do and what we can accomplish in this conference. Thank you very much.
谢谢少明社长，最近他真的是很辛苦了啊。今天我们原本要邀请我们的女性代表，就是我们中华民国的总统蔡英文女士到现场，因为她公务繁忙没有办法过来，所以呢，她特别有致赠的一个贺词。我们现在就请我们的总监为我们攻读总统贺词。We have Governor Maywen to read the presidential message.
总统贺电，国际崇她31区温总监美红。高雄玉轩社蔡社长邵梅暨全体与会人恭见。新溪定于本108年10月19日举行国际崇她31区第7届区大会，特电致贺，致盼借由此项盛事，弘宣性别平权理念，构筑妇幼关怀平台。推展永续志愿服务，深化国际交流合作，共同为营造幸福美好之优质地球村贡献心力。敬祝活动圆满成功，诸位健康如意。蔡英文，中华民国108年9月9日。
Thank you， 我们谢谢我们蔡英文总统的祝贺词，谢谢，也谢谢总监的阅读。It is our great honor to have our international president, Madame Susanne van Bassewitz, coming a long way from Germany. Let's give her a warm welcome. Welcome, international president Susanne. 我们欢迎我们的国际会长致辞。
Hello, Zonchans. Hi, dear Governor May, dear Governor Akiko, dear past Governor Yukiko, and all Zonchans from Taiwan. I want to thank you so much for a warm welcome. I'm so happy to be here at your conference, and it's wonderful to feel the energy that is in this room. I thank you so much for your wonderful hospitality. I've already had the pleasure to travel in your country a little bit, to see some beauties, only a few. That was so impressive and I'm so touched. It is wonderful for me. And here as a sign how much I am already with you in Taiwan, I always wear this watch here. And since I touched almost base here or set my foot on Taiwan ground, I live on Taiwan time. I thought today I will go beyond greetings and want to share some experiences that I could make in my Zonta duty on 5 field visits to Jordan and to Zambia. You know, we take projects very seriously and we monitor very carefully what the money does that we invest and that you donate so generously. So let me speak a little bit about and tell you about what I learned when I went to Jordan and to Zambia. Hope I can manage this thing. Okay? Okay. About 8 years ago, the civil war in Syria has not only killed 500,000 people, but resulted in today's largest refugee crisis. An estimated 5.6 million out of a population of 13 million before the war were displaced. An estimated 1.3 million fled to Jordan, which makes Jordan, whose population is about 10 million, the country hosting the second highest number of refugees relative to its own population. The international community has helped, but the country's huge effort has to be acknowledged. About 700,000 of the refugees are registered. Out of them, 49% women. Until today, about 120,000 of the refugees live in camps. There are 2 of them. Generally, the Syrians in the camps can be considered at the most vulnerable of the refugees. The ones that live outside the camps have to see how they can make a living for themselves and where to find shelter. In the camps, caravans, containers have been provided after the first shelters have been tents. 30% of the women live as single mothers. Many are traumatized. All women, and especially the mothers, bear a tremendous burden in trying to create a future for their children and themselves. Very often, they are also victims of gender-based violence. Unfortunately, the camps are not a zone free of violence. What the project that is funded with your generous support is mainly about is building resilience in this very difficult context. UN Women, one of the 42 aid agencies that is active in Jordan, was the one to introduce a gender perspective into the humanitarian work in Jordan. They are our partners in this project. In 2016, they started an initiative in Zatari, the biggest camp, that has become rightfully praised a good model. It is called Oasis. We drove to Zatari in the northeast of Jordan, only 10 miles away from the Syrian border. As soon as you pass the gate of an Oasis center, after having driven through the entire camp, you feel that you are in a different environment. There are containers that serve as classrooms and workshops, like outside, but everything looks orderly and well kept. The slide shows a playground and container walls with colorful paintings in the center evoke green landscapes. You can see a little bit of this on the picture on the bottom left, I think. This is a space where refugee women experience that their needs are respected. The women can bring the children, that can enjoy some happy hours on the playground that you see on the right. The women who come there for 3 months courses, during which they get paid for their work, have to apply and are selected by committee. Five days a week, they come to the center, bring their small kids, are trained to sew, and during this training, produce baby kits, a supply of clothes for the first year of a child's life that are given to mothers and the parents of a newborn baby in the camp. About 400 babies are born in the camps every month. The women receive cash for their work. The money they make can be spent for food and supplies that are not automatically offered at the regular help that is provided to the refugees. When the mothers work, the children are taken care of. The kindergarten teachers come from Syria, which gives some of the Syrian women work that doesn't end after 3 months. Apart from the workshops, women can also talk about their traumatic experiences and receive psychological and also legal support when they have become victims of domestic violence. The OASIS centers don't only empower women by providing meaningful work and money. Through dialogues and confidence-building sessions, they are also encouraged to take on leadership roles in the community. There are councils through which the refugees partly organize their lives, and UN Women helps the beneficiaries of our projects to raise their voice and take on responsibility. The OASIS model has been copied, and starting this year, 8 centers outside the camps in areas with a particularly vulnerable population became operational. They are run by the Ministry for Social Development, and UN Women supports the setup and the operation with social workers. These centers work pretty much in the same way as the OASIS Center in the camp. But what is special is that Jordanian and Syrian women are together in a 3-month rotation. A critical element for success is transportation. The women and their families do not have cars, and public transport is not available. Without providing this service, the women could not come to the center. It is as simple as that. The slide shows our visit to the center of Huabagar. After training in tailoring, during which they already produce school uniforms, the women are able to work in a factory. All women who have been trained in the centers, in 2018, the number was 4,200, could theoretically at least find work in a factory. I say theoretically, because not every family, not every husband would allow her to work outside of the house. 2 of the younger Jordanian women, both cousins, think of opening their own workshop in their own house and use a small spare room for this. So there is a lot of creativity. All these courses do not only offer the possibility to learn some skills, they provide a protected environment to talk and share experiences, bad ones and good ones. The women told us, and everyone smiled, that the group has become a sisterhood to them. They started a WhatsApp group and tried to support each other also outside the center. The OASIS centers also offer training in building maintenance and plumbing. So it is not only tailoring. Jordan is a country that lacks water, and it is very crucial that a plumbing system functions, that water supply functions, and repairs are often necessary. Women can learn how to do this and to be self-sufficient and don't have to rely on external help and work, which costs money. All these trainings efforts are brought by UN Women. And the staff there, I can tell you, is absolutely fantastic. I was very glad to meet with the woman you see on the slide, that's Rawan Majali. She is an astonishingly highly energetic and caring woman who oversees the work in the centers. You could tell from the way the center managers and the women alike interacted with her that there is a trustful, warm relationship. Rawan, in a way, epitomizes the commitment and the competence UN Women brings to the project. I can only conclude from these experiences, and also from all communication with the Amman office, that the project and our money are in very good hands. The centers also offer support for victims of gender-based violence. At the center in Zarqa, near Amman, that is operated by the Jordan Women's Union, they receive basic medical care, psychological as well as legal support, in addition to training. They can also take lectures and courses on topics that they choose themselves. Whether it is about contraception, standing up against a violent household member, or nutrition. The women either approach the center themselves or are found by outreach staff that walks around in the neighborhoods and speaks to the people living there in order to identify particularly vulnerable women. We met a Syrian refugee woman, single mother of 4, who first came to the center and helped in the kitchen, also with the intention to bring food back to her family, since she could not afford to have a stove on her own. Today, she comes to the center every day and helps in various ways. She shared with us that the center has changed her life. She was depressed when she first came, and now had the confidence and the energy to build a new life for herself and for her family. That concludes my short report on Jordan, and now we move to Zambia. Zambia is one of the 12 countries in the global program to end child marriage. When we speak of child marriage, you, like me, think of a girl below the age of 18 that is forced into a union with a man. We know that there are also boys, of course, but it is really most often the girl that is the victim. We partner with 2 UN agencies, UNICEF and UNFPA, who have joined forces to fight this fundamental violation of human rights. With 650 million women being victims of this practice, the human rights aspect alone would justify this effort. But there is more. Early marriage is a substantial inhibitor of a society's development. It is a considerable economical factor because it costs money. But child marriage is also caused by, of course, poverty. Research shows that education is the most successful factor in breaking this vicious cycle. Zambia is a country of about 17 million inhabitants. Young people make up 46 of the population under 15. In my country, Germany, the figure is 11%. And in your country, it's close to 13%. Your country, I mean Taiwan. 45% of the children live in extreme poverty. That the country is definitely poor was visible to us. I traveled to Lusaka, the capital, to do two things. First, to participate in the annual meeting of the steering committee, in which Zonta has a seat, together with government representatives from Canada, the UK, the Netherlands, Norway, Belgium, and the European Union. Second, I wanted to see in her, here, firsthand, how the project team tackles the issue. In Zambia, the UNICEF and UNFPA offices in Lusaka are both responsible for carrying out the work. I spent 5 days with the colleagues there and must say, I was impressed with their dedication. I could sense it when they answered my questions and also when they interacted with each other and with the various local partners. UNICEF and UNFPA work with the Ministry for Gender Equality on a national costed action plan. Until today, our partners have taken this national action plan to 2 districts. The idea is to learn from experiences in the districts and to set up other projects in other districts of the country. One of the exemplary districts is Katete in the eastern province of Zambia. And the interesting thing is, it is a province that is really, it's agricultural, it is not very populated, it has little villages, partly not electrified, and the main economic activity is doing crops on some grains and some nuts. We traveled to Chipara, the district capital, 500 kilometers from Lusaka, and first met with the district officials and discussed the status of their activities. There are about 1.6 million people in this region. To eradicate child marriage, the district action plan foresees close collaboration with the traditional leaders. Go back. Oh, that is good. Sorry for that. No, it doesn't. Can you go back to the lady? The chieftainess? Yeah, this one. Out of the 3 chiefdoms in Katete district, which comprises a population of roughly 200,000, one is led by a woman. And that is the lady you see here, the chieftainess Kawaza. She is an impressive lady who is friendly and firm and could speak English without any problems. Her word carries more weight than that of government actors. Chieftainess Kawaza has developed a chiefdom strategic plan covering all issues related to the well-being of her people. She has formed committees comprising headmen. They represent her in all villages that her chiefdom comprises. The chieftainess was very clear. We don't tolerate child marriage anymore. From her speech to us, it became clear that teenage pregnancies are the major concern. Once the girl is pregnant, her parents would seek to marry her to the child's father. In recent years, it could be observed that the fathers were sometimes only a few years older than the girl. After the meeting with the chieftainess, we sat with the village headman and one head woman. The headman had started to document birth, marriage and death, and upon the chieftainess' request said that they will not allow girls below the age of 18 to be married. After this conversation, we sat with the Alangizi, the traditional female initiators. Social workers provide them with information on contraception, sexual health, and nutrition, so that their teachings can match what the girls and boys are taught at school or in extra classes. The chieftainess strategy has already stopped the practice that girls quit school for a few weeks to undergo initiation. Initiation has now to take place on weekends or during vacation time, so that the education is not interrupted. Now, what about the work with the girls and the boys? We spent time with the boys and the girls in one of the safe spaces in the village. These safe spaces have emerged as a key strategy for protection and empowerment of women and girls. You have to figure them as rooms in a school building or in a community building. More recently, they have been expanded for work also with boys. They are open to teenagers that are not enrolled in a school program, which is very important. So it's not only for children who go to school, because many children in this region cannot go to school. The teenagers receive special trainings that enable them to build their lives. One example is nutrition. Another is planning how to work with money, saving it, and thus making a little plan, and building basic financial skills. These trainings are all complemented by discussions. So we asked them, when we sat with them and discussed about their plans for their lives. As they spoke, I was touched by their energy, and so were all the others. One girl who was very smart and curious and a good student was asked what she saw as the biggest benefit of not marrying early. While she was thinking about her answer, I watched the other about 20 young people in the room. You could see in their faces that they had no real answer. The girl finally said that this would allow her to attend 1 or 2 years more of school. But her otherwise very expressive face did not light up. I asked myself, was this because she did not see why this could be worthwhile? Her reaction was not only noticed by me, but also by the entire group. As a matter of fact, not every adolescent who will finish secondary school will go on to college. And besides, colleges are not around the corner in Zambia. Working on their confidence to use their abilities and working on providing opportunities for them are a challenge ahead. Health education is provided through extra classes where boys and girls are together. We spent time with them and saw how they learn about contraception and how they can protect themselves from sexually transmitted diseases. I also want to mention another important part of the program: peer mentorship and community help. It requires the collaboration of the villages to make sure that the girls really attend school. very often you need to talk to the parents and of course to the girl herself. Peer support is very helpful when it comes to exchange about contraception practices or support to get a girl back to school after she has had a child. That the program is really changing mindset becomes obvious from the slides you see here in front. This is an example, or this shows some work in the Menstrual Health Club. Here, boys and girls produce together washable sanitary napkins out of small pieces of fabric. This joint activity is a clear sign how communication leads to action and to different ways to understand the genders and ultimately how to interact. That the boy shows us how to wear the sanitary napkin is a telling sign that this program starts cultural change. Dear Zonchins, what the program does, like the Jordan Project, is we help the women and girls, and also, as you saw in this case in Zambia, the boys, the young people, to see the future. We all know you cannot be what you can see. So it is important that they have guidance and that they have stimulation and input to really think of what they can do with their lives. And there are ways if they want to. So, concluding my short report is, I can only thank you for supporting these projects and also the one that we have in Madagascar. Let us learn what Madagascar with UNICEF. Without your help, we couldn't provide any help to these young people, to these women, to the refugees, and to the people in the end, to the people in these 3 countries. It is so important that we reach out as Zonta International to people in the world, to women in the world who need our help. Thank you so much. 谢谢。
Thank you, Madam President, with a very clear introduction for this 2020 to 2022 biennial our international service. 我们非常谢谢我们会长，他刚才最主要是讲我们2020到2020年的我们有3项的国际计划，跟联合国基金会还有联合国儿童基金会所合作的，我们一起要在马达加斯加、在约旦，还有在刚才他就到上比亚去遏制同婚的，也让我们知道我们捐的这些钱。国际服务都做到哪里？而且最重要，他讲到一个精神，就是说我们给鱼不如给钓竿，所以我们帮助他们，我们也教他们怎么样去缝衣服，怎么样提升他们的这个能力，让他们将来能够看到 the future is bright. Thank you, Madam President. 接下来我们要来颁发我们的女青年公共事务奖。Now we are going to present the Young Women in Public Affairs Award. 我们欢迎我们的得奖的同学到台上来。张幼云同学在哪里？小云高中的非常优秀的张幼云同学获得我们的女青年公共事务奖。我们也请我们的总监跟我们的会长一起到台上来颁发给这个非常优秀的女同学，因为我们每一年国际从它有好多奖项，像对这个高中学生有这个女青年公共事务奖，对我们的大学生呢，商学院的有商学院的这个 JMT 奖学金，今年也增加了女性科技奖。然后我们一起来颁发，恭喜张幼云同学来自台中小明女中，也谢谢台中社的推荐，非常优秀。Congratulations for your outstanding services. 也希望各社踊跃推荐非常优秀的女青年一起来获得这个奖项。因为这个提供奖学金也是我们国际从它要提升妇女的能力跟培育女性的一个非常重要的角色。 Thank you, congratulations， 谢谢。亲爱的色姐，我们又要来合影一张了，因为早上啊，我们是我们的中华民国总社，那现在我们要来进行我们区大会的合照，我们请我们的摄影大哥，能不能我们再来玩一次这个游戏好吗？请大家。